Welcome back to All Things Soggy Buns, everybody. It's time for another deep dive. And today's deep dive is a little different.
Ooh.
We're all about savory buns, the kind that, well, make your taste buds sing.
Yeah.
But today we're looking at something just a little different, a recipe.
Oh,
It sparked our curiosity and got us thinking about, all the creative possibilities for, soggy buns, our favorite Maryland-based food truck and catering service.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Okay, so get this. A smoked apple crisp.
Smoked apple crisp.
Smoked apple crisp. And here's the kicker, okay?
Okay.
Comes from Toby. Yeah, that Toby,
The BBQ king.
the BBQ master.
I was going to say king, but master works too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I know what you're thinking. Soggy buns, dessert.
Yeah.
Stay with me here.
Okay.
This isn't just any apple crisp. This is apple crisp, smoked with apple wood, which adds a whole other layer of flavor.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what do you think about smoking a dessert? Like, what kind of flavor profile does that create?
It's such a fascinating technique, smoking a dessert. You're infusing this warm and earthy depth to a dish that's normally just sweet, the fruit. And applewood specifically, I think, is really smart because you're adding, subtle sweetness, but also a little hint of fruitiness, and it pairs perfectly with apples.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this recipe is labeled beginner, which got me thinking about how approachable smoking techniques can be, even for home cooks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Could this be a hint that Soggy Buns might be exploring some new culinary avenues?
Yeah.
Maybe smoked sides at the food truck, or even like a signature dessert for catering events?
No, that's a great observation. It definitely suggests that they're open to, experimenting with different techniques and expanding their offerings. Like, imagine this. Okay. You order, like, your favorite soggy buns bun,
Right.
and on the side they offer you, like, this really unique smoked side dish.
Yeah.
Like, that could really elevate their catering game.
Absolutely. And speaking of elevating their game, don't forget to check out Soggy Buns' current menu
Mhm.
and all their catering options at soggybuns.com. That's B-U-N-Z with a Z.
With a Z.
But let's get back to this recipe. It calls for Honeycrisp apples.
Oh.
Specifically, what makes them the apple of choice for this smoky treat?
Ooh, good question. So Honeycrisp apples, I think, are a fantastic choice for smoking because they're naturally sweet and they hold up really well under heat. They've got a nice firm texture. And because they have such high sugar content, that allows them to caramelize during the smoking process, which is like just another dimension of flavor.
Okay, that makes sense. But are Honeycrisp apples the only option? Could Soggy Buns experiment with other varieties? Maybe even source some delicious apples locally here in Maryland?
Oh, 100%. Maryland is known for its fantastic apple varieties. And, each one brings its own unique flavor profile to the table. Some might be tartar, others sweeter. Some might even have hints of spice. It would be really exciting to see soggy buns explore, like, these local flavors.
Yeah, and speaking of exciting flavors, there's one detail in this recipe that really caught my eye.
Okay.
It calls for both lemon zest and juice.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I'm no expert, but isn't that a bit redundant?
No, not at all. This is actually like a really clever way to create a much more complex flavor profile. See, the zest, it gives you these bright, like, aromatic oils from the lemon peel.
Right.
But the juice, that adds like a punch of acidity. And that acidity is really key because it like cuts through the sweetness of the apples and all those smoky notes, and it creates a really harmonious balance.
So it's all about finding that perfect balance.
Ex-
Just like Soggy Buns does with their savory buns. Could this lemon technique be applied to their savory dishes as well? I'm imagining a squeeze of lemon juice, brightening up a rich, smoky BBQ sauce.
You're spot on. A touch of acidity can elevate any dish. Like,
Yeah.
it cuts through richness and it allows all the other flavors to really shine. And, it's a technique used by chefs all over the world. It would be really interesting to see how soggy buns might incorporate it into their menu.
It definitely opens up some delicious possibilities. So today we took a deep dive into a unique smoked apple crisp recipe.
We did.
And we explored how its techniques and flavors could inspire Soggy Buns' culinary journey. We even learned about apple varieties, the magic of smoking, and the importance of balancing flavors.
Yeah,
I think we covered it all.
I think so.
What do you think?
I think so. If you're looking for a final thought to chew on, imagine this. Soggy Buns launches a limited-time dessert inspired by this recipe, featuring those locally sourced Maryland apples we were talking about, and a touch of smoky goodness. What would they call it? What would make it uniquely Soggy Buns?
That's something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of soggy buns.
Yes, thank you.
And don't forget to check out all their delicious offerings at soggybuns.com. That's B-U-N-Z with a Z.
With a Z.
As always, thanks for listening to the All Things Soggy Buns podcast.
See ya.